A nurse in Cheshire was among more than 300 people charged nationally in the largest healthcare fraud takedown in U.S. history. The Department of Justice accuses Michelle Lucy Masiaka of illegally giving drugs to people who did not need them. She also allegedly charged patients $200 in cash for visits. The Justice Department says she was caught by an undercover agent posing as a patient with Medicaid.